So today has been mostly a quiet day because I'm trying to recover from last night. And I brought Ross to a dog park once it stopped raining. And like I said in my previous video, I bring Ross to the dog park in Lynn because it separates the small and big dogs. And Ross is, only 8 pounds. And, this man comes with this dog that looks like it's 80 pounds. Regardless, it's more than 30 pounds, right? And Ross is 8 pounds. And there's the section right next to it where there's all the big dogs playing together. But this guy clearly is a troublemaker and wanted to start drama with me by bringing his large dog to the small dog section, And I just, I tried to have a conversation with the guy and be like, hey, listen, your dog is very big. Why don't you bring him to the other section? This is the size for 30 pounds and under. This is why I don't take Ross to, other dog parks because they have all the dogs together of all sizes. And that's not safe for Ross. And when people don't obey the rules, that's when, bad things can happen to dogs, where dogs can get killed by another dog that's much larger. That's why those rules are put in place. But it's the story of my life, that people come and they start problems with me all the time. And I stick up for myself and they get angry. And then, they, paint themselves as a victim. But really, I was just asking somebody to follow the rules so that my dog could be safe, And, today has been extremely stressful, but I've been just trying to, mind my business, avoid conflict and stuff. And people come and look for me. They come and looking for the problems. Yesterday was pretty scary. I was pretty worn out after everything that happened the previous night. I just want to be able to stay with a friend temporarily until I get back on my feet. Because, I was unlawfully evicted. And now I'm in this situation where I don't have a place to live. And there's people that want to help me, but they're not allowed to. So my life becomes, more difficult. Because I try to avoid conflict and people come and look for it, I did everything I could to stay at that apartment, but, people are they're just awful, I just want this disaster to be over. That's all. I've been through hell with people. I really have. It looks like the guy's leaving, so I hope that he doesn't. I did call the police. If he leaves, I'll tell the police that, he left so that they don't have to come. I'm not a person that, wants to call the police, but it's like when you ask somebody nicely and, it's a safety concern, then, then I think, at times that has to be done. I do try to avoid it. That's why I have security cameras, in my car and, when I was living in my apartment. Yesterday when that car accident happened, I called the police. This was a group of men I didn't know, and they did significant damage. You guys saw the pictures. Significant damage to my car, they just took out the side mirror. The door handle was gone. And I was the only car in that storage unit, So for me, it's like, what's this guy's problem, I might feel like that was deliberate. And also just like, oh my God, this guy doesn't know how to drive a truck. And I was just so upset, If it was minor damage, I might even just let it go. Because my car, I have an old car. But when I need a side mirror, you know what I mean? I need a side mirror. I need a door handle, and I just, I wasn't even like before the guy hit my car, like I wasn't really rude to the group. I was just like, hey, go around me, because literally I was the only car there, and I was busy. But people, like, they do this to start problems, like it's sad for me, and it's scary, because people aren't like me, like I'm a nice person. I try to avoid conflict, but people come and look for it, and then they get angry when I say, hey, no, don't do this. I stick up for myself in any way that I can. But yeah, it's just been like, ever since I moved back to Boston area, it's been these ongoing issues, which, I mean, is surprising to me because this is the area I grew up in. But, I am gonna, try to stay strong and just, get out of this situation. And, I'm reporting the truth, and I'm speaking my mind. And if that upsets people, so be it. Because these things shouldn't have happened to me. So thank you for listening.